we are live here, Aishook Comics, with our good friend Ben. Ben.
What are we celebrating?
We're celebrating his 1 year anniversary at iShook, guys. 1 year anniversary. I mean, what do other people got to say, you know? They got to say a lot of other things. You know, whoever's been in iShook for a long time only reaps the benefits of iShook. Anyway, we're going through a lot of stuff here in our current status of what we're doing. We have a lot of things that are happening. The first thing that we're having is here. We have our new logo, our new background. We're trying to get hip and hopping in. Again, this channel is all about discovery of books, comics, of course, comics, books, movies, entertainment, and things of that sort. I have another channel for politics. If you want to watch my political views, that's another channel. It's not here. We're a no politics show here in Aishook Comics. We are all here about entertainment and love. That's all we hear. I mean, the other show is also about love and entertainment, but we are here for what we are here to do. Now, this being said, we have here a lot of things that are happening. The first thing that we're going to show, and by the way, Ben has a spoiler alert hat. Soon, spoiler alert hat's coming soon, right? So Ben has a spoiler alert hat.
Because I'm going to be spoiling stuff.
Right, because we're going to be spoiling a few things, a few comic reviews, a few, other reviews, so on and so forth.
You know, if it was a contest, though, that I would spoil more stuff than you.
There is. Where is that?
All right, you're just like, don't give away the whole plot.
Yeah, don't give everything away, man. So I want to show it first. Let's see our activity in TikTok. So we're TikTok live now. Just trying to find our feed in TikTok.
You did know that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's dad, though, right?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Okay, all right. This is when you need to be like, you ruined it for me.
Well, I
hadn't seen that one yet.
Well, you're ruining it for a lot of others, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of other people are being ruined by your. Here we go. Here's the live feed. Yeah, we're live. We're live on TikTok. We are live on TikTok. Anyone who joins us on TikTok, will shout you out. All right. So far, I'm the only one on TikTok joined in. Anyway, anyone who comes on TikTok, we'll shout you out. I'm right here on the TikTok feed. Loving it. Looking for everybody on TikTok. All right. So we're here. We have 3 viewers. Thank you for joining us. One on our YouTube channel, one in Kick, another one in Twitch.
I don't know what Kick is, but hey, everybody. Hey,
Kick is a new app. Yeah, Kick is a new app. It's a beautiful new app.
If y'all go ahead and like write stuff, I can like see on the side of the screen.
Ben will respond.
We can acknowledge. Yeah,
Ben will respond while I'm watching. Here we're also on Gleam. Don't forget, go on our what's it called, on our site, on our X account in order to subscribe. We have only 3 days left for the 500 Solana giveaway. The 500 Solana giveaway. It's only 3 days left, guys. Okay, 3 days left. The Solana giveaway. All right. Today we are going to introduce a few things. So the first thing Ben presented to me, I didn't see it yet. He just said Ben. Because we're both Ben.
So this is like a reaction video from you now, because you've not even seen this.
I haven't seen it yet.
This is a Red Band trailer. It could have anything in it.
Right, and it's an official Mortal Kombat 2. Right, but it's official Mortal Kombat page on YouTube, right? So it's by the way, it ranks. I like to show this to people. There's a new platform using it. Ranks 85 on the SEO score. 43,000 likes, 5,000 comics. Total views are 485,000. Total likes on Facebook is 2.6 thousand. Upvotes is 20. This is this is the Mortal Kombat channel.
Well, yeah, but they showed it live at like 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and people were like blowing up. But yeah,
okay. So let's see what the shtick is. Let's see. So the channel has a lot of views, 1.5 million subscribers. Let's check it out.
You'll recognize the actor that plays Johnny Cage. Go for it.
Well, let's go for it.
Uno mas, thanks. You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight.
Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Fuck that.
So they've got a lot of throwbacks to the games
It's a war
already.
for the fate of your world.
You dickheads in or what?
I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms. Or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I love that they have Baraka,
Not the
right?
face.
Yeah, Baraka looks good. Well, you gotta understand one thing also. The technology today is way, way, way different than what was before.
Oh man, crazy better. Baraka was awful in number 2. I wonder if the woman with the bow staff is supposed to be Jade. The woman with the head shaved with the bow staff, I wonder if that's supposed to be Jade.
It's time
Right, probably is.
to become the hero you were meant to be.
All right, you big ugly fuck. It's showtime.
Do you remember he was the boss in the second one that it was doing?
Right, I know. Listen, I played Mortal Kombat in arcades when I was young. You know,
Hey.
in 7-Eleven.
Me too.
When 7-Eleven used to have arcades.
Only the strong survive.
All right.
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers?
Just incredibly handsome.
So they've got Kano with the eye laser, all that goodness. But
Yeah, but that's cool.
I know a bunch of people that are like hardcore about this. I've not seen the movie before this, but in the previous Mortal Kombat movie that they had, they didn't go to the tournament, so they probably will in this one. Sub-Zero died, so he'll probably be the cyborg Sub-Zero. But yeah, it's.
But you realize there's so many alternate versions of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I know people that know the lore obsessively. I'm not one of them, but I mean, I'd played 1, 2, 3, Deadly Alliance. You know, so I mean, I've played you know, the older ones and then at least one of the newer ones.
Right.
I played
Sorry
a
for
little
that.
bit of the DC versus Mortal Kombat, but I hated it because there's all these crazy button combinations that you had to do while you were like falling or whatever. It wasn't like a fun like engagement to play. You know, that's
Right.
a whole lot of it, how well it translates to that.
Yeah, I mean, even the video games today with Mortal Kombat are not really made immersive, like let's say Dragon Ball Z games. I mean, a lot of these games want to be immersive in 3D, you know, versions as well. I don't know how much of the. First of all, what's interesting about the movie is they're making Cage the main character here, so to speak, in this
It
trailer.
was always popular. I was in karate class.
Right, but he
Chinese
was
Kempo
never the
karate.
main. He was never the main character in the other
Liu
movie.
Kang was. Liu Kang was.
Right.
Yeah.
And he is in most of the video games, right?
Mhm.
He is, but that's the
Johnny
beauty.
Cage is popular, yes.
Right, but that's the beauty about the Mortal Kombat. Everyone has their own lead story as a lead character. So I you know, it's a shame that it just turned on now. You know, that's the biggest shame of it.
No, I mean they had a cartoon series. They had a very I don't even know what I would call it, but a semi-seductive kind of cheeky like television series. You know, I what was Legacy? I think was the name of that Mortal Kombat Legacy. But
Right.
you know, all kinds of stuff. So they've had 2 TV series. Nothing wildly popular. Of course, the first movie, you know, it was pretty cool. And then the second one was like a cash grab. And then they've come back around and they've did them with way better effects and money and all that. Because I mean, kids today think, man, that's like retro, and it's not to us because we've lived through it.
Right. No doubt.
I remember the TV thing coming on, and they were talking about how parents were fighting to get this game banned in the arcade. And do you know what that made me think? I got to play that game.
Everybody play that. Everybody's a Mortal Kombat. What do you call it?
When you hear that somebody's wanting to ban something, my mom was the same way. There was this record that was out. She got the single, and it was Napoleon. What is it? Is it the 16th? And the song is "They're coming to take me away, haha. They're coming to take me away, ho." And they said it's offensive to crazy people because he's going to be locked up in a mental institution for being mentally insane. Really? So they were going to pull it from the radio. And when she heard that, she went right down to the record store and she got that. The whole album's nuts, by the way. There's several songs in that tune, and then there's one that just plays it backwards. And then you've got one where his wife Josephine, of course, because he's Napoleon.
Right. So this guy Mert123, Mert123 is saying, "Can I say Spider-Man? Why?" I mean, like, what does that mean? Anyway, that's ridiculous. All right. We have 194 likes on our channel. Thank you. Appreciate this, guys. 194 likes.
Where are you reading the Spider-Man thing?
That's on TikTok.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Anyway, 123. Nice to see you. Let me see who you are. Let's just see who he is.
The hall, fellas.
Nice, Mert. Nice to see you, Mert. Mert123. Nice. Thank you for coming on. Enjoy our show. Don't forget, sign up for the giveaway. Solana giveaway, $500 giveaway. Will be five winners announced, $100 each. Everybody, please don't forget about the giveaway. We have it right now. You go on X, follow our instructions, download our ClickTalk app, which is just starting. It's beta version now. We're loving it. All right, listen, I Mortal Kombat, I think, is for sure. And we said this last time, how Mortal Kombat was able to get, because you said Warner Brothers owns Mortal Kombat. Is that right or what?
I think that it was on the Warner Brothers thing. I'd have to look to see who.
Well, let's chat GPT this, right? Let's chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Who owns the franchise? Yeah. It was Midway Games is who the game
company
was. Who owns
Mortal Kombat IP?
Movies, yeah.
No, IP, because the reason why you have the video games that uses what's it called, the crossover, right?
Yeah, well, they did DC, so that would be Warner as well, because they had the DC characters.
So background: Mortal Kombat, originally created by Ed Boon and John Tobias, Midway Games, 1992. Mm-hmm. After Midway Games filed for bankruptcy, Warner Bros. Acquired Mortal IP and other assets. The development studios NetherRealm still was formed under the Warner Brothers and continued to develop franchise. This is so sad, by the way. How can people who create a beautiful IP like this go bankrupt?
It happens.
Can you imagine that?
Hanna-Barbera went bankrupt. Warner Brothers owns the Flintstones and Scooby-Doo and all that stuff. Hanna-Barbera was my thing. I preferred them over all the other stuff. Yogi Bear, all that. The classic cartoons, Johnny Quest. They're great.
Right. I mean, that's why I always say, in my opinion, that's why I always say that when it comes to IP, you can't just focus on digital IP and storytelling. You need the company needs to be, net positive in other business aspects, right? Like, how's Warner Brothers succeeding? Did you realize? I saw something very interesting. How Disney today is making most of their money on merchandising. That's literally 60% of their income. It's not even the movies. It's not Disney World or Disneyland. It's literally the merchandising aspect of Disney. It's crazy.
I feel like
stuff.
You're segueing into Superman. That's
yes, we're going into Superman, and we want to see what is going with Superman. All right, so I'm gonna play a few shorts.
I watched it with my wife. My mom and sister, niece and nephews have watched it. I've heard from them.
So let's see what you said. Doom Blazer, right? There's a short from Doom Blazer.
Doomcast, but it's no Doomcast is what you can play whatever video you want.
Yeah, let's just play them out. We'll just go scroll.
If it's a garbage thing, say this video is garbage. Go.
Right.
Well, yeah, not,
all right.
Let's just. Okay, that's Lex Luthor. He's got on the screen. It's where he's in the Fortress of Solitude.
Right. So, guys, spoiler alert. That's why we have our spoiler alert hat. Anyone who wants to not get spoiled alert, don't watch. Scroll
The
down.
DCU is an already established universe, but I like how DC went the
That's the
Star Wars
trailer
route
they're
with the
showing.
movie and gave us this intro with a bunch of sentences explaining the context of what we need to know. It was a nice touch.
did.
The fact that Lex Luthor created a pocket universe to store all his ops is insane. Nicholas Holt's portrayal is easily going down as one of the greatest live-action comic book villains we've ever seen.
Did
I know
great.
James Gunn nerfed Superman in this universe, but I low-key kind of dig it. It makes him more relatable. I mean, just seeing Superman always win battles is eventually going to get boring.
Pause that for a second.
Regarding the...
Okay.
Okay, so I mean, tons and tons and tons of Superman content out there, comics and all to read. The people that have made the cartoon series, that have did the various movies, you kind of see the same Superman more or less in them with some variants. So Kevin Smith made like, at least it felt like it was a 2-hour video. It might have been. It was entertaining though. He was super interested, and no doubt he's a comic book fan, makes comics, loves comics, has his own comic shop in what is it, Reading, New Jersey, I think. Anyway, he talked about it, and he's like, for the first time ever, I felt like I could relate to Superman, and you get that from a lot of people. James Gunn tries to do that with characters. I'm not saying this is a negative or whatever in general. Watching this movie, I felt like he did an absolute ton of things right. I do not feel like he gets Superman and got him right. There were elements and parts that I feel like he did. Supergirl, didn't really care for her appearance at the end. She is drunk as a skunk. She goes to Red Sun Planets to get drunk, but you have to do that if you're doing Woman of Tomorrow, which is a Tom King book, Supergirl book, for the movie. So it is a setup for that. That's like True Grit in space. The weird thing about it is that it's like in what do they call it, Other Worlds or whatever. It's not main canon. It's not the way that she is, but he's deciding to make her the way that she is, Elseworlds, and this Elseworlds kind of book. So he's going to have her as some like drinking till you're going to fall off the planet party girl. She calls Superman the B word at the end of it, tells him that thanks for watching her dog. Crypto's her dog in this. And he has to be, if you're going by the Supergirl, a Woman of Tomorrow thing, because the dog gets shot with an arrow and she goes after the guys and all that. That's kind of not the whole story, but it's like a True Grit thing. And the dog does get shot with an arrow from Krim of the Yellow Hills. Way more to it. You can watch videos where people break the whole
All right,
thing
let's see.
down.
Let's see what he also says. What this review is. I get your review. So let's see what he says here. Let's see.
They're about to go into the Jarrell thing. Jarrell wants him to
Yes,
move
let's
over
see,
there.
let's see.
with Kal-El's parents apparently being evil. I'm kind of mixed on it. It
don't
works
think
with
that's
the
evil.
context of the movie, but for comic fans, I don't know how to feel about that. Kal-El's parents
happened
being
before.
evil dictators and
That
wanting
still
their
doesn't make
son to
them
take
evil.
over the planet is kind of weird, but it kind of elevates Superman even more as a character. Like I said, I'm kind of mixed on it. I'm just not used to Jor-El being an evil dictator, you know what I mean? But hey, on the bright side, Superman appreciates Martha and Jonathan Kent even more now,
It's a
so
nice
that's a
moment.
plus. But I need them to address this in the upcoming Supergirl movie because they're adapting the Woman of Tomorrow comic,
That's what
and
I'm telling
that
you.
comic did have flashbacks to the House of El on Krypton. So is the entirety of the House of El evil, or is it just Clark's parents? Like, I want to know if Supergirl's parents are also evil. Marvel
Sure.
has Ned Leeds and DC has Jimmy Olsen, and both of them are practically the CEO of sex. This man, Jimmy, is a player in this movie. Mr. Terrific was the
All the women are
MVP
after
of
him.
this movie, and at
He
one
has a
point even
lot
had the
to
white
do in this
eyes.
movie.
And dude,
Tons.
DCU Batman needs white eyes. I don't care what y'all say. Like, dude, I need to see the white eyes in live
I need
action.
the Batman
I like how
too.
Superman inspires hope and optimism throughout the entire movie, especially with his big speech at the end with Lex Luthor.
Hey, pause
And we
this
have
for a
Guy
second.
Gardner and Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
So
up?
this was
So
my mom.
his critique is not bad. Well, one people did say one review
Most
was
people like it. I feel like. I think
right,
most
but a lot of people are
like
saying, "Who the heck is Hawk Girl? Why are we watching her in a Superman movie?
it. Hawk
What
Girl has been
about
around. Okay, so the critique that people throw at James Gunn for this, and I was hearing it on Open Bar today while I was at work. I know you don't know what that is, but it's Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, and all them. A whole bunch of people sitting and talking.
Right, but before we got 341 people on our live on X.
Hey, yo.
So I want to tell everybody there's a contest giveaway for $100 Solana on X. Just sign up. We're announcing it Monday. It's randomly picked 5 winners. So it's going to be on X. You can go on our X channel, wherever's on X, you can see it there. You just click on the links, follow the instructions, and become eligible for that. All right, go ahead.
So the critique that people were making against James Gunn, and again, I did enjoy this movie, but they were saying this guy can't even write a single character movie. All he knows how to write is team movies. And they were trying to say everything that was in it, all these other characters in it, it fit and it worked. And I feel like the Justice Gang, which is what the 3 of them, and then Metamorpho at the end joins up with it, were calling themselves. I feel like they were all done magnificently. Everything with them was done well. And I think that the reason that you'd want to introduce them isn't just merchandising, even though as a businessman, you know, merchandising, but it's to open up the DCU. There was somebody that said, and I thought that it was an interesting statement that nobody else has made yet. So they had Peacemaker have a little cameo in it. You know who he is? He's on like the HBO Max or whatever. So you've got this rated R character makes a cameo in kind of a family movie. And really and truly, if he's doing Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, they're kind of really hopscotching around DC is because that's not a movie that you would probably want to take your kids to. It is a heavily drinking Supergirl, True Grit in outer space, you know, kind of movie. I don't know that they'll go rated R. I think they'll be like a heavy PG-13 with it. But, you know, it's not something that it would be like, man, you want to take like a little girl to see this Supergirl movie because it lacks any kind of wholesomeness. You know, Superman's a wholesome character. The Elseworlds version that he's going with of her, that is an Elseworlds version, and he's going with it for main canon, is, you know, she's a party girl. She's a lush. You know, I don't know if people use like English, like English words like that. A drunk.
What is he trying to do here? What is going on? What is his goal?
He says that he loves Tom King, and I guess that he loves Tom King. And the biggest critics of Tom King say Tom King's a CSI asset because he had a job with the CSI. I don't know if he still gets paid by them or not. And you know, his mom is a big high up, and he got a job, and he keeps escalating. I had only read one of his books. It was just like a short, normal comic book. It kind of came off as dry. I knew that I'd saw his name, and I thought, I just don't think that I care for him as a writer. Not saying anything negative, just saying stylistically, it came off choppy and dry, and it just didn't jive with me. So, you know, he's no Dan Jurgens. Dan Jurgens is the man. But
well, let's finish the rest of this guy's review. Yeah, let's get this. Let me see what else he says.
And Metamorpho going to stop the war. And even though Hawkgirl was barely used in the movie, she did have her own moment. She got to kill the dictator. And regarding the Ultraman twist, where he's actually a clone of Superman, I mean, that was pretty predictable. I theorized that like years ago when they filmed. But I still like how it's like a metaphor for the evil Superman trope, and it dies in this movie. We had some cool cameos in here. We got Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord, and Peacemaker's actually in here too. He was talking trash about Superman. Dude, the audience I was with were cheering when he showed up. That was like a huge surprise, but definitely a welcome one. I'll talk about the ending and the credit scene in the next video, but I really enjoyed this movie.
Okay, I mean that's just conceptually right.
Yeah,
Kevin Hart.
They did go wild for the Supergirl too, but yeah. So I mean, there's a lot going on with this movie. I saw it. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
Let's see what he says.
Saw the new Superman last night. I'll have full thoughts on my channel. Adam Does Movies on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe there if you want to hear those. It's a commercial, Benny. You're looking at clips. It is a entertaining, colorful, 2-hour PG-13 disappointment. And I say that in the most positive light possible. I really like the James Gunn films, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Slither, the Suicide Squad. Even his Peacemaker TV show was a lot of fun. And so I had very high hopes for this new Superman. I thought he would freaking nail it. And while I do like the tone, I do like all the actors that played these characters, there was something major missing, and that was the emotional core. That was the stoicness of Superman. We have a lot of jokes. We have a lot of humor in this movie. We have a lot of characters in this movie, and we have a lot of action. Unfortunately, we also have a lot of Superman getting his ass kicked.
So that's what a lot of people were saying.
Enormous.
That how can if you're Superman, how are you getting beaten up constantly, right?
Well, I feel like, and there's ways that you can excuse this. That one, he was fighting against a clone of himself, and then Lex Luthor was telling him like A24, you know, like all this moves list because he had watched Superman for all these years, so he's using his mind with this like version of Superman that's calling himself Ultraman. So you had that going on. You had him with exposure to kryptonite, all that. I felt like watching this that yes, he knows comics, that yes, he understands the other characters, but no, he does not get Superman, because when you comparatively put the Superman against all of the live action and the animated Superman, they're all the same. Basically, you got a little bit of difference in the Snyderverse and whatnot. But this one, you don't get that vibe from it. He was trying to make somebody that Kevin Smith said for the first time ever, out of reading all these Superman comics and out of watching all this Superman content, I finally felt like I related to him. That's because the character's been changed into something other than what Superman is. You know, Superman's a lot of things. Superman doesn't, you got people that are being politicized, by the way, talking about how he would dislike certain people. Superman looks for the good in everyone, and he tries to rehabilitate them. He doesn't. That's Lex Luthor, like the worst bad guys. He tries to look for the good in them and hopes that they'll change for the better. He doesn't hate people. You know, he's essentially the personification of what the American dream is supposed to be.
Right, that I heard from a lot of people.
So much so that I was actually waiting for other characters on his team to show up and bail him out. And that's not the type of Man of Steel I want to see. Still, there's a lot of great entertainment here. If you want to take the family out and have a good, fun couple hours of surface level entertainment, you won't be disappointed with Superman. I, however, was hoping for greatness again. I wanted that Logan experience. I wanted that X-Men 2 experience, or the Dark Knight. I know
X-Men 2 wasn't that hot. I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, Logan was hot.
The impact that they left on me that I was hoping for with Superman, and unfortunately, this falls short of that.
Yeah, I think the reason why it falls short is very simple, because they went away from the actual personification of what Superman should be, which is like they're trying to make Superman pre-Superman in his prime, where he's Superman as a Justice League, already assertive, he's already decisive. I think what they're doing is they're making Superman very gullible, indecisive.
But it doesn't cook though, because he's not like Peter Parker's becoming Spider-Man. He's always been Superman. He's always had these abilities.
Right now 1,847 viewers on our podcast right now. Yeah, you're probably going crazy, Ben. Yeah. So everyone who's watching, X.com, go on our X channel. There is a $500 giveaway, Solana giveaway, right? Please, everybody, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iShookComics.com, YouTube channel. Look us up there. Subscribe to my channel, Aishook Co, Aishook Daily. You'll see everything that we have there. But get into the $500 Solana giveaway. We do this every month, $500. Probably it's going to be more next month, but we're giving a $500 Solana giveaway. Don't forget to subscribe, follow the whole process of the giveaway. The giveaway will be announced in 3 days. There's only 3 days left to the contest.
But I've heard people that were criticizing this talk about how DC's kind of knee-jerking all over the place. So again, if you're saying that and most people like this, for the record, again, most people like this. So you're playing something where somebody's criticizing it. The majority of it's well received. The majority of people in the theater, or the ones that you heard, cheered when Supergirl came in staggering drunk and asking why did he move the door in the Fortress of Solitude. I don't know that it'll get a bad reception, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, but it's not canon, and it's being done like it's canon because James Gunn's like, I like this story, where it's not a little off the mark, because he hit Superman off the mark in some ways. In other ways, he was spot on. like he saved the dog, he saved the squirrel.
Yeah, I think what the problem is, that we're not understanding the full picture. And by the way, this is probably one of my critiques is going to be on the comic review we're going to do right after this, is that what's happening is there's a whole spectrum.
Am I allowed to hold up the comic right now?
Not yet. It's a whole storyline. It's a whole story. By the way, I'm not announcing what I'm doing reviews on. I'm picking my reviews myself, right? What comics and books I'm going to do.
That's fine. There will be a review every episode. There will be comic reviews, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Tune in.
So the thing is, what I think is, this is the first movie of James Gunn, right? So I think we got to give him a chance. Let's see the next 2 movies.
What are you saying? The first DC movie of James Gunn?
Yeah, the first. That's what I mean. The first.
Okay.
We're talking about DC. I'm not talking about his career. We're talking about this, but this is the first movie in regards to the DC universe.
Yeah. He's did Peacemaker though, which is part of it because the dude do a cameo in it.
No, they just did cameos. He's just preparing his way of what he's going to be doing.
But they've got the Peacemaker series, and Peacemaker.
But he was in charge of the series.
He was in charge of the movie Suicide Squad, which Peacemaker,
right, but not the Peacemaker series.
So so even though the Suicide Squad is part of the Snyderverse, because James Gunn has a tie in it and likes it, he's keeping it.
I get it, but he wasn't in charge of the. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I thought this movie was fine.
We're at 2,400 people. X again, just to everybody, we have a contest giveaway. $100 Solana. 5 people will be announced Monday night, 7:00 p.m.
So I thought this movie was an 8 out of 10. My wife thought the movie was a 7 out of 10. My mom said that the actor that played Superman, man, he was good looking, and that my sister argued with her that she thought that he was too attractive to play Superman, and that my mom said this is the way that they review movies, and that my mom said he has to be that good looking because he's playing Superman. That was their review of the movie that they thought.
Okay, so what's your conclusion? Because they're not part of the show. Well, it's nice to hear that. It's nice to hear there.
You get everybody's opinion being thrown in there.
What's your opinion? What's your opinion?
I would not have did that with Jarrell to say that I wanted my son to lord over the earth.
Well, no, I see. By the way, I do see why he did it with Jarrell. You know why? Because
it's against canon. It's against canon. It's against.
I think what he's trying to do is trying to show a different perspective.
Nature versus nurture. Yeah, that's been talked about, but it's still
a different perspective because Zod looked at them as enemies, right? So I think he's trying to make it. We'll see.
Zod is doing what the Kryptonians want. You know what it is either way he cares about his son and all that. But in the other movies and what have you, it was don't let them make the same mistakes we've made. Take care of them, all that. So it was very benevolent. So almost like the God figure sending the Moses figure, because that's who Superman was initially based on by 2 Jewish men that created him. It was Moses.
Right. And by the way, this is the first Jewish Superman. First Jewish person playing Superman.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's the first Jewish person playing Superman. Yeah, go look at that. You know, now they're gonna say we're in charge of Superman. You know,
so
I mean, there
was a bunch of politicized stuff over the war that they had in there. It worked well in the film.
I don't think it is. I think it's nonsensical. I don't think there's politics involved.
It worked well in the film, and honestly, I think it's like a hodgepodge. Those countries are between different countries and all that. I could totally see like a Russia, Ukraine-esque type thing from the bad guy country. And then the other was very Arab and poor and holding up a flag and saying, because Lex Luthor was trying to take over that country, but it was really just to bait Superman and get an excuse to kill him by the government. So, I mean, you know, big intricate plot, spend millions and millions of dollars to do that. Like plutocrats don't do that today.
Right. So Brooks, DINHO on TikTok. Shout out to you. Anyone wants a shout out? Just watch us on TikTok as well. All right. Anyway, so interesting enough, let's get back. Show the comic that we're reviewing today.
All right.
We have a comic that we're reviewing.
Benny and I have been talking about reviewing comics, and he was insistent. He said, I want it to be the same comic. I don't want you to pick one for you and one for me. And this was the comic that I publicly got on air and said, hey, this is the one that I think that we should do. And he's like, quit announcing that on air. So we're not announcing next week. We'll probably discuss it off air or whatever. But it is IDW's Star Trek red shirts. Let me take it out of here so you don't have the
Right.
that way I can like show a page or something. Red shirts, man. The store that I got this from, which is Brickhouse Collectibles, because it's the fastest, easiest one, and I'd like a stomach ache and all that, and I was trying to rush home. It was the last one that they had. He said I should have got more of them because that cover is that awesome. If y'all know Star Trek, you know the red shirts are the security. They're the ones that always get got. You know, if anybody dies, it's the red shirt. So that's hence the name. But yeah, I read through it last night. Benny has read through it, and he has some thoughts. I will say that the most endearing character on it, and I'm just going to show him on the first page where he loses an eye, is this security officer right here. Now, they fix his eye, but he's got some scratches down his face.
I don't want to really spoil it because we want people to buy the comic, right? We don't want to have problems with the author.
I'm just saying he's the endearing character of it. There's a bunch of them. They introduce them.
Okay, so let's be cordial. Okay, let's be cordial. Let's be cordial, right? Let's make it professional.
Building.
All right, yeah. So, what did you think of this? First of all, how is the printing? Is the printing quality? Because I don't have a copy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
My review is not based on the printing.
Yeah, IDW, it's totally professional. It's on the level. You know, they do Sonic the Hedgehog and all kinds of stuff.
So what's 1 out of 10 printing quality? What would you say?
No, I mean it's standard. It's what you would think.
No, so if it's standard, then you're not going to give them a 10, right?
No,
there's no unique.
I don't know what it's a normal.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get a copy.
It's normal.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get a copy and give a critique.
I'm just gonna show two random pages.
Okay, this is my
critique. People can see.
Okay,
just
this
two
is my
random pages.
Okay, it looks different on obviously the comic than KDP. I read this on Kindle. Okay, I am gonna give a critique based on storyline. Right, storyline was very weak for me.
Yeah, I have one problem.
It was a Star Trek storyline.
It was.
But the storyline was very weak in my point of view, right? The reason why I felt too many missing gaps in the storyline. You were literally jumping from one point to another point without really understanding where do we start, where do we end. You know, maybe it's too premature to critique it.
I didn't have that issue with it.
Yeah, but for now, my opinion, I'm going to wait till the Red Shirts number 2 is coming out, which is September. We're going to review it then as well. That for sure we can announce because you're
that linked into this, man. Let me tell you.
The thing is, I want to give you my score.
Go ahead.
My score is, I wanted to say 6.8, but I'm going to say 7.1. Okay. And shout out to Christopher Cantwell. Did I say his name right? Cantwell? How do you say his name? All right, shout out to him because he's the author.
Yeah,
right?
the writer.
Yeah, the writer. It's okay. It's good. The reason why I have such a high critique is because listen, Star Trek is not just a comic universe, film universe. You also have Star Trek Online. If you go to Star Trek Online, the stories in Star Trek are enormous. Very vast.
Yeah.
Very vast.
Games.
No, the game itself, Star Trek Online, is I think the number one game for Star Trek right now. When it came in, you know, like many years ago, I was into video games for development, graphic design, graphic games, whatever it is. I bought the lifetime access to Star Trek Online, like because they gave the first 6 months. Whoever buys it, there's the lifetime membership. I'm like, dude, I'm going to pay the lifetime. This was like 10, 15 years ago, right? Even more when they first came out from Activision. So I got that Star Trek, and you have to understand the enormity of evolution with that story in that Star Trek Online is beyond, right? So the 3,800 who are watching us, may God bless you guys for joining us here on X and YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. It's right here in the lower run through. Please also subscribe and file and get into this contest, $100 Solana giveaway. Crypto is going high right now.
Money.
It's a quick crypto review. Be very careful when you're buying crypto because right now the numbers are Bitcoin and all these social media tokens. Those who are usually people who are also in comics are into crypto, right? But almost the same. They actually have a correlation in followership.
I know, like wrestling and video games do.
Video games also do crypto. But in general, you should know cryptocurrency. Be very careful because the numbers that are being played are inflationary numbers, right? You got to take in consideration, even though Bitcoin is 120 right now, is it really 120, or is it also because of inflation? So there's a lot of inflation involved there. So the numbers are not necessarily 100% the same numbers, right? So anyone who wants to subscribe, please subscribe. You're going to get we have a lot of things coming around the corner, especially when it comes to, giveaways. We have a lot of giveaways happening. So you can go on our X, just follow the instructions on X, and we're going to give 5 winners $100 each in our Solana giveaway. All right. If you don't have cryptocurrency, we'll give it out. We'll give it out in gift cards as well. Go ahead.
I'm not saying like the full name because I'm not sure how you'd pronounce that, but thank you, Rubber Overture. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that from?
It's like up on the side, like thing. They went ahead and wrote something. Anyway, so
okay.
Yeah. So I don't know that I want to give it a number score, but if I did, it'd probably be like a 5 or whatever.
You give it a 5?
I think it's kind of mid. I mean, really, yeah. Really? I mean, I'm just saying
From 1 to 10, you give it a 5?
Yeah,
it's that bad?
No, I'm not knocking the art. That should tell you when I give something a 10 how amazing.
Yeah, but last week you gave it almost a 10 on 2 comics.
Do you realize that we're talking about Green Arrow, the Longbow Hunters, that are notably some of the best comics? I mean.
So
wow.
let me just share the screen of which comic we're referring to, just for everyone to see again, right? Share this tab instead. So I just want to share the tab. Here we go. So this is the comic that we're referring to right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Ironically, this costs the same exact amount of money to buy physically or digitally, which strikes me as weird. I think it should at least be $1 cheaper digitally. Or
so
something.
my review is 7.1 on this comic. Ben's review is 5.0. We're going to obviously put this on X, right? We're going to put this on X in our new. Also, next week we're announcing our new iShookComics.net platform.
Nothing against it. I just felt kind of like meh. Again, the one character that I showed you, he's the most likable character. They try to do a bunch of character building. There's a lot of conversational. They're building up to here's what's going to happen. This is what the story's about. And at the very last page, they show the enemy, who that's going to be in the story. I'm wearing my spoiler alert hat. I don't care to say Romulans. But
Romulans are always the enemy, right? So
yeah, I've never seen them as the good guy, but I do like Romulans, that they're the enemy in it. I like the characters. They're the Vulcans that wouldn't give into their more peaceful stuff. They're basically ancient Roman space, but yeah, and they can cloak. Their ships can. But no, here's what I didn't get about it, Benny, and maybe you can explain this to me because you read this, right? So normally in Star Trek, you teleport people from your ship to the planet or another ship or whatever.
Yeah, but this is going to really spoil the comics.
No. Because it's a problematic thing. I think they have these people, these red shirts in torpedoes that has like a life support system and yada 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 inside of it. They fire them down at the planet, and before the torpedoes impact, they teleport them out of the torpedoes and onto the planet. It makes no sense. Does it make? Is there any way that makes sense?
I didn't want to critique that. That's why I wanted. Originally, I was 6.8. I gave it an extra 0.3 additional to the critique, and the reason why is because of that specific point. The whole point in the story, again, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but you should really read the comic to really understand. Maybe they'll make an anime out of this, but who knows?
It's number 1, whatever.
Right. So it's number 1. So that's why I give him a little leeway, because maybe later. Right. Okay. Put it on. We don't want to show again. We don't want to show.
I'm not showing page by page.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Be respectful, bro. What? All right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Ben. Let's just talk about it out loud. Let people buy it. Let people buy it. Let people buy it. Let people buy it. All right. My just main thing is, if you read it, you'll see that it doesn't make sense. Ben is 100% right. It doesn't make sense. And I'm going to give a few critiques why it doesn't make sense. Number 1, it doesn't make sense. The whole point was to be a covert entry to the planet. Shooting torpedoes, how is that covert entry? If you know anything about the torpedoes,
that's overt.
That's overkill. Like, it would have been easier just to, I don't know, very complex.
They're busting in like the Kool-Aid Man.
Right. I think potentially, This is where I think people miss the game when you're creating a comic. Listen, I don't even know how he got the rights to do this comic, right? Like, where did he get the rights to do it?
Dude, IDW has the Star Trek rights. They've got rights from other places. That's what they do. They've got people
right. So then they don't know. So they don't know the full, I guess, like the encyclopedic knowledge of Star Trek, right? Like, you got to understand.
Oh man,
hindsight is 20/20, right? Like, you got to know before you do something.
Oh,
like,
he's and I knew that this was going to be the answer too. But right now, Benny is like locking on phasers, and they're set to kill on Heather Antos. Heather Antos is the editor of this. She's also the marketing person. I'm not even going to tell you the backstory. The page before the guy gets his eye tore out. So Heather Antos, who's constantly been told by people that really know and love Star Trek, where they're
okay, whatever, yeah,
that she knows nothing about that. That's what people are always saying, that like not good things about her and her choices, and she brought down Valiant Comics and burn it to the ground and yada yada.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know anything about and she's failing upward, all that talk. I don't know anything about that. But Heather Antos is the editor for this. So if you're blaming it on the editor and not the writer, and technically, I think that is or should be.
Just to show that's in the comic.
Yeah.
This is in the comic, right?
But no, she was the editor for this.
Well, it says it here. Like you said, Heather Antos. I made it clearer for people to see.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I hear what you're saying, but I think we should just let it be for now. Right, that's my critique of this comic book. I give it a 7.1. Ben gives it a 5.
I don't even think that's about knowing the knowledge of Star Trek, though. When it's like
it's just not practical. What you
said, we're gonna be subtle, so we're gonna launch you guys down in torpedoes.
Well, yeah, so listen, the reality. Let's leave it at that. I don't want to talk more about the comic. Let people buy the comic, do their own review, and retweet our review and see what they say. But more or less, my point of view is 7.1. Ben's is 5.0. Go on our X and find out. What's your say on it?
It's not terrible either. It just didn't do it for me. It was just kind of like one of these things that it's like, what do you think? And you're like, it's okay. And it's because the story didn't get me. I did like that it ended with the Romulans coming in. That was a plus to me. And I did like how they conveyed the story of the dude that had the scrapes over his eyes where that thing had tore his eye out, that it seems like I saw it in the original series. Let's talk about Star Trek just for a minute more though, Benny. So I've seen the shows Star Trek, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. What is it? The one with Janeway, is that Voyager?
I said this last time, I've seen every Star Trek except for I'm
watching Strange New Worlds
Enterprise.
right now.
The first Enterprise.
I've seen Enterprise. I love Enterprise. Scott Bakula.
No, not that first Enterprise. The other Enterprise. The one that was done in the 2000s. We said this last week with the guy from Quantum Leap. I forgot his name.
That's what I said. Scott Bakula. That's
I didn't hear. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I don't watch Scott Bakula.
Seen them all. Love them. Fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not,
great.
Star Trek itself, you got to understand. When I look at Star Trek, and by the way, I had a rabbi in private school. And he made a whole lecture in 2000s when the iPhone first came out. And he was a Star Trek guy. Like he was a lover. Yeah, and the flip phone came out. Motorola came out. And he was saying how Motorola and Star Trek's flip phones, like a lot of technology is being mimicked based off the Star Trek films.
Well, they said that they did that. Hey, so let me ask you before we get off of the Star Trek thing. And I am watching Strange New Worlds. I'm on episode 8 of season 2. Season 3 just came out literally today. If y'all have Paramount Plus.
Don't say nothing about season 3. I will.
No, I've not watched them. I'm on season 2, episode. What is it? No,
I already saw the whole season.
I know episode. I know episode 9 is the musical, and then I know that the way that it ends with the Gorns. I love the Gorns.
I hate it when Star Trek they do the stupid musicals. Honestly,
okay,
so annoying. They're only doing it as a gift to the actors and actresses in order to get them to say, "Okay, we're gonna do a little."
You didn't like the Boys musical episode? The Boys, where they had the music and the one woman.
I hate it when they're doing musical episodes.
I like it. So let me just ask you, because this is the thing.
Make a film that has a musical, it's a disaster. It's just a disaster.
The sound of music. The sound of music. Come on.
I don't watch musicals. I mean, honestly,
it's amazing.
I don't watch musicals.
Anything where they're singing and dancing through the hills and it's about killing Nazis is a great movie. All right. Anyway, so Captain Kirk and Spock, both Jewish. That's Jewish. What does that? That's a blessing. What does that mean?
The actors.
The yes.
There's a whole podcast and where that came from.
Talk about that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, you don't want to talk about it. Move on then. I don't care. Yeah. He's a rabbi. He knows.
Yeah. That's because it's a spiritual thing. It's a Kohanite blessing thing. All right. Anyway, priestly blessing performer. Anyway, go ahead. What else?
Well, you were wanting to talk about something else. I'm trying to remember what it was.
What was I going to talk about?
I don't know. We talked about Mortal Kombat. We talked about the comic. The comic is
talk about Superman.
Oh, we talked about Superman. Was that it? You're so overjoyed that I've been with iShook for a year.
Oh yes, I think we announced it right in the beginning.
We said it in the beginning. There's more people.
Experience in a year. How do you like working for iShook in a year? What's your take?
You know,
you can give criticism also.
No, you're a likable guy, and it's fun, and it's fun to do what you enjoy doing, and I've had a good time. I'm totally chill with doing these podcasts. I will say that Benny had some people that he was talking to that felt like I should ask for an absurdity of money to do these. I don't care. I'm sitting down talking about comic books, Benny. I'm not gonna try to suck your bank account dry doing that. It's fun. It's cool. He's got a plug up in the corner for my Amazon page where you can buy my books, or if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read them with that because they're all literally everyone. That's
so let me share what we got here, guys. We have over here our comic, which is right here, Super Black comic. We're going to do a special issue cover as well.
That's Kindle Unlimited too, isn't it?
Yeah. You can do Kindle Unlimited on this. We want the story out there. Issue 2 is coming soon.
That's linked on my page, by the way, too.
Yeah, and here's Ben's page. Here's Ben. Clicking on Ben's page. So this is the stuff that Ben has done.
Oh yeah, Western War, Southern Gothic comic books. All kinds of stuff.
So this is Ben's page, guys. So you can see Ben's prowess and work and things he's been doing. Yes. All available online on our Amazon. So listen, I'm going to say I'm happy that Ben is working with iShook.
Thank you.
It's not about the dollar today. It's always also about the dollar you can make tomorrow with someone. And I think that's very, very important when it comes to in the business world and also in collaborating world. We do have the story of Super Black. I think it's one of the best stories out there. It's a new revolution of how we're going to create comics. It will be accelerated very soon.
And that's a team effort. He's the creator, and I'm the writer on that. And there was a lot of very talented people involved, and you can tell.
No doubt. So thank God today I'm very impressed. 6,200 watchers today on iShook X.
Yes.
On iShook on iShook channel via X. Everyone who wants to win $100 Solana giveaway, which is a cryptocurrency, Solana, can go on our channel, can watch it, can repost it. Just follow the details, and you'll be able to win. Monday we're going to announce the winner on live feed Monday night, 7:00. So yeah, this is the whole shtick. This is for sure, no doubt, a huge benefit. I think comics is the future, especially when you want to create when you want to create like hype or resurgence in product and ideas. Comics, I think, is maybe the platform that could potentially get you into an IP of the future of merch. Going through that whole process. It's like, I think that's the base. It's a comic or a book, either one. And I think both, it could go simultaneously, book and comic together. I always tell people, do a book and comic. Listen, anyone who wants to also join us on iShook here and maybe join on not necessarily just come on a podcast. If you have a comic, just hit us up. We're here. We're here. So the reviews, very important with regards to the comic. So again, the red shirts, I give it for now 7.1 with the ability to I guess, edit or reset my maybe change my decision. Okay, because I want to see what the Red Shirts 2 comes out and see the response to it. And that's the funny thing. I didn't even know that the editor doesn't know nothing about what's it called. I mean, is it true she knows nothing about it, or that's what people are saying?
Like she got up and like talked about it or something. Supposedly, there's videos and all on that. I don't want to like misquote anybody.
Let's look it up. Where does she say? What's her name again?
Heather Antos, Antos.
Knows nothing about Star Trek.
You're gonna get a bunch of John De La Raza videos typing that in. That he lives and breathes to say that. Yeah, he doesn't like her. He stalked her at things and got thrown out of events.
But this is an 11-minute video.
Is it John? Is it John? Is that what you're looking at? Because that's what will pop up, because he's got like a gajillion videos, but he's like, this is news. It's
oh really?
It's harassment at some point. He does get up and talk about news.
There's a bunch of guys. Mortal Kombat deletes Heather Antos from history. There's a bunch of guys who have done reviews on it.
That's not shocking.
Talking and drawing with Shane Davis.
Yeah.
JD Talks Comics.
That's John.
Broke IDW promotes Heather Antos. She fails upwards.
Yeah.
Violent, the Craft of Comic panel. Like, this is crazy. Like, a lot of people say that she doesn't know. I mean, you should watch these videos. I mean,
I've seen them. I've seen
too long for me.
No, that's the reason why I know who she is, because of people talking smack about her, like living and breathing too. But
So just shout out to Ivan Cambios joined, and Autumn joined. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
On TikTok. Shout out, guys.
Yeah, never met her. But yeah, she's worked at a few comic book companies, and again, I don't know what really happened, because it's like you'll watch these movies about the Superman movie that most people seem to like, but there are people that make YouTube videos that are bound and determined to talk about how bad that it sucks. That doesn't mean that it's the truth. All the videos that I see that talk about Heather Antos go at her with the same fire.
There's a saying in Hebrew with smell and taste. You can't argue.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, you can't argue, but a person smells and tastes. He smells that, or she smells it.
Let me just
tastes it, right?
Let me just say something on
whatever pronoun you want to use, right?
My wife was excited about this when she saw this on the back cover, the ad for Voyager. She really likes Janeway. Janeway is like the biggest girl boss Mary Sue that franchise has ever had. She takes down the Borg single. They make things too easy for Janeway. It's like, this doesn't even make sense. It's like ridiculous. They go so far with it. I think it's sloppy writing. I'm not a fan. I do like the fact that Q wants to
but they did the same. But they did the same thing in the show. It's not. She also was able easily,
No, I'm saying in the show. I'm not. Their comic thing.
Oh, I'm talking about the comic.
No, I'm talking about Janeway as a character in the show. They made it too easy. If they want to make her a girl boss, that would be consistent.
You can't compare. I think that critique is not fair.
No, that's totally fair.
You're talking about the early thousands. Each segment had to be shortened. It's not like today.
She takes out the entire Borg. I mean, they do all this stuff.
But you know how she does that, right?
I saw how she did it. I've watched the episodes. It's so overly like spectacularized with like a minimal effort. It's just like it's lazy.
But the whole shtick, you're missing the whole point.
The only thing that was truly amusing about that series for me, hear me out. The only thing that was truly amusing in that series for me is for the sole purpose of irritating my wife. I kept referring to her what is it, the first mate, as Chipotle, like the Mexican restaurant.
Whatever. The whole point of the series was to build up to the movies as well. Uh-huh. So they could not have taken
a Janeway movie.
The takedown. What do you mean? She was in the Star Trek movies thereafter.
What movie was she in?
She was in 2 Star Trek movies.
I don't remember that. I remember that the Doctor was in one of them. She wasn't in Generations. That's one of the newer ones.
Yeah, she was, I think.
I don't know that, because that was the early iteration of that computerized Doctor. What's your medical emergency? I loved him. He was like the favorite character of everybody on that. He's the best character in that series. That's my stance. I'm not backing down.
Which movie did she play in?
She's not played in any, to my knowledge, except like a documentary. She's been in a documentary, but I'm saying we're not talking documentaries. We're talking about actual films. She's not been in any of them. You've had Captain Kirk and you've had Jean-Luc as captains in the movies. You've never had another movie with another captain, to my knowledge. We're not including fan films. We're saying like major.
Probably. we got to do research on that one.
What research? Do you want me to talk about every Star Trek movie that?
No. I'm just saying, where did she cameo? When was she in a cameo?
No, she was
so
in
the
her
Borg
own
lady
series.
from the Janeway movie was in a movie.
Are you you're talking about 7 of 9, not Janeway?
No, not 7 of 9. Oh, yeah, 7 of 9 for sure was in other movies. I'm talking about Star Trek Continuum.
I don't know that 7 of 9 was in other movies. I know that she was in Picard, which
I think Star Trek Continuum. Oh, no, probably not. Maybe it was. I'm not sure.
I've not heard of Star Trek Continuum. What is that? Is that a movie?
Yeah.
I've not heard of that. So anything that went on in that, I'm not privy to the existence of Continuum.
All right. Well, we got to look it up. I think she was, but for sure not 7 of 9. The Borg lady was in almost every movie.
7 of 9, the one.
No, there's the main Borg lady. She's not a Borg lady.
That's her name.
Not the head of Borg.
That's her name. You're talking. Yeah, you're talking about the one where Data goes into that, where they meet up against the Borg. That's a Star Trek Next Gen movie.
No, but she's in the movie she's in with Janeway as well.
Do they have a clip of Janeway in that movie? Because I don't remember it. I've seen the movie.
Borg Invasion, Star Trek Experience. What's her name again? Yeah, I'll just share the screen here. Share this tab instead. Here. So she was in the movies. She was in Star Trek.
That's not Janeway. We're talking about Captain.
I know that's not Janeway, but she was in Voyager and in the movies.
We're talking about Captain Janeway. We're not talking about the Borg Queen. We're talking about Captain Janeway.
I'm explaining to you. My whole theory is the reason why she was able to defeat the Borg so quickly was because the Borg let it happen. If you watch all the movies, you'll see that.
I've seen all the movies.
Okay, did you see the Picard shows?
Yes. How he becomes part of the Borg. I forget what they name him.
No, the Picard shows the recent.
Oh no, I've not seen Picard.
Oh, so you have to see it because there's a whole time. There's a whole time travel thing going on there. Okay, so you got to see it because there's a lot of time travel,
man. I'm telling you.
You got to watch it, and it all falls into play after the fact.
They get more nuts with this time travel, but then they don't do enough with the mirror universe. Why don't they do more with the mirror universe?
They do.
Not a ton.
They do.
Do you like the mirror universe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just do something interesting here. I don't know how I went from 20,000 followers on X to 7,300. I just don't get it. I think Elon Musk is scraping everybody out.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I know for a fact. All right, so share this tab instead. So guys, we have over here Ultimate Giveaway. Ultimate Giveaway. Everybody is able to get this giveaway. All right, so we have Ultimate Giveaway. Sign up and get a chance to win. All right, just to make a few announcements. I don't know if everyone knows, but I know for a fact they have changed their theories. We have a lot of news stuff going on here. They have changed a lot of their YouTube has changed their monetization rules. Just a side point, YouTube has changed their monetization rules. You can't monetize on AI videos and shorts anymore. Even AI voice will be canceled. Second of all, they also have changed rules with regards to X. If you don't do, what's it called? If you don't do, what's the right word? If you don't, what was the word again? Oh, if you don't have, you're not allowed to have an emoji, and you're not allowed to have a misspelling in order to go live, in order to go promote your X.
Hey Benny.
Right? Yeah.
I just want to say I was wrong. I'm looking at it right now. that she has a cameo where she's talking on like a viewing screen to Captain Jean-Luc Picard, but she's not a character in a movie. It's just a cameo, but she does make a pop in appearance. She does make a pop in appearance that's so insignificant that you'd have to be a Star Trek fanatic.
This tells you I remember.
You're the level of fanatic that you own a lifetime thing to the Star Trek.
I never double watch. I never double watch the shows once, only once, and I know. Anyway,
somebody just wrote us wanting to sell us stuff for money. Get us a bigger audience.
All right, we'll talk.
Thanks for Matey777.
Okay, direct DM me on Insta.
They said message me on Discord. Write back to them what you want to write.
DM me on Insta. Aishook 411 is my handle.
Boom goes the dynamite. All right.
Anyway, this is the end of our show. Please stay tuned for Monday night, where we're going to announce the winners of the. Here, I want to share again. Let's share again. Announce the winners on our X account here. All right. Let me just share the winners. We have 8,200 viewers at this moment today. So let me share this tab. There we go. Again, if you want to win $100 giveaway Solana, you just click on the link here. All right. It's a YouTube giveaway. All you got to do is go to fill out the information, sign up, get involved, and you will win the $100 giveaway. Mm-hmm. Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining us here at Aishook Comics today. Look forward to seeing a few other comic critiques, and maybe we'll be able to get a guest for next week, Thursday. But for Monday coming, Aishook Comics announcement and a few other announcements to come. All right, guys, thank you so much. This is the end of our stream. Thank you, everybody who joined via Kickstarter, via Kick, via X, via YouTube, via Twitch, via every platform that we are finding ourselves at. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to throw this out there one more time. We encourage y'all check out our books. You can find all of them on the BL Amazon thing, the Super Black book that's from iShook Comics, as well as all the other stuff that I've written. Keep on reading. There's lots of good stuff coming out next week. I can tell you that you can just like look on different comic shop places and whatever, and you can see what those are: League of Comic Geeks, Previews World, and what have you. But there's several that are exciting. I'm wondering how hardcore Cal Exit is going to be. There's a war going on in California. They've got an Islamic symbol and somebody that looks like Antifa on the front. It's a firefight. I don't know. But
why are we talking about politics? We said
I'm not. I'm talking about a comic. There's Godzilla, Vampirella, all kinds of stuff coming out. I'm just saying that I thought it was.
I forgot to mention there is a potential deal happening, just as a closed captioning, where Superman and Batman versus King Kong and Godzilla. There might
a lot
be
of people are fighting Godzilla right now. They've had a lot of
the owners of Godzilla, I heard, have approached James Gunn to this. All right. Anyway, that's the idea.
Godzilla Kaisei next week. I'm not saying that we're reviewing that. I'm just saying that's out. He comes up in the 50s. Godzilla does. They've got Vampirella and all that coming out. There's a Space Ghost annual, all kinds of stuff. Check out your local comic book shops. Check us out online. Thank you all so much. Benny, you showed me up with your Janeway knowledge, man. I mean, never question him on Star Trek. He would have like reached his hand through the screen and murdered me if I knew what was going on in the third season of the. Yeah, I don't. I've not finished the second yet, so he's ahead of me on this. I'm usually ahead of the ball, but we just started watching, so we've been.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot behind the Star Trek universe. It's a very powerful universe. Just that side point. Yeah. All right, guys. Be well. Have a good day. Thank you for joining us on our iShook Live, iShook Comics, and watch me out on every other show that I do. Be well. Live long and prosper. Yes.